Okay, I know that sounds crazy, or I sound a little bit off, but I have a cold and my throat is really bad, so I went and got some tea at this car shop. I said car shop, this coffee shop. And as you can see, you can hear all these people just talking about, most of it is nonsense about jogging and stuff that they did for the day and stuff they want to do and talking about other people. But anyhow, I didn't come out here to talk about that. I wanted to talk about surrendering. You know, I was really praying and just talking to God. Sometimes I have to just get into my quiet spot because um, I will lose my mind if I don't. Yeah, so I got into my quiet spot. Excuse this talking. I might have to go and just move around because, yeah, shenanigans. They act like it's like freaking 5 o'clock in the morning and they're screaming. So that's crazy. But yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm getting in my quiet place and I'm just talking to God. And I'm like, God, is this is where you told me to go? This is where you told me to go. You told me about this whole shelter. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I didn't honestly, I did not get an answer. I didn't get an answer, and I felt kind of bad because I was like, okay, God, how is this, even possible when you told me to do this? Like, what happened? What happened? Um, so yeah, I get home and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do now? And I'm just like, okay, well, let me just go on my day. Well, I ended up getting sick yesterday. Out of the blue, I get a cold. Like, I couldn't get up, I couldn't do nothing, but it was just in my head. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do my work and be done. Like, I know where I'm at right now is not where I'm supposed to, supposed to be in the long run. Just keep going until something else happens. The next thing I know, I felt like I wanted to cry out of the blue. So I was like, you know what? Like, what is this? So I went to go and get my Bible and just, read. And it was talking about how God took care of the fowls of the air. And, if he took care of Saul, even the dandelions that was in the grass had more glory, and was more beautiful than Solomon and all his wealth that God provided. So wouldn't he take care of you? And it was like, okay. So I was like, you know what? I understood that I didn't need to know everything in order to finish the quest, in order to finish what I'm designed to do. So, yeah, I felt a little bit better. And looking on YouTube, and you see a lot of people, that helped me a lot because what I was going through, I really couldn't even explain it. It's really hard when you're going towards your purpose because you notice that a lot of people are not living a life that is going towards a lot of things. Most of us are like turning here and fro, like something new happens, everybody's joining on the bandwagon. The next thing happens, somebody's joining on the bandwagon. Yeah, God is my strength. He really is. And it's like, why? Why do you have to be like that if your purpose, if you have a purpose and a destiny? Like, I couldn't even play with myself and do the same things that other people would do. And I think God just had me to like give up my will. So that was, that was my thing with surrendering and just handing it over to the master. I had to surrender when, God told me to start recording, and I would record, but I wouldn't put anything on YouTube because all of my stuff was so brutal and foul. The obstacles that I had to face, the people that were being so mean to me. I had some really horrible tapes, and it wasn't like, people were treating me really, really bad. Like, I couldn't get a job, and I'll have like degrees, and I'll have, thank you, thank you. I would have degrees, I would have certificates, I won all this stuff in pageantry, all this stuff. I've traveled the world, in my 20s, and people were still being mean to me. I was respectful to them. They wouldn't even give me, like, I wouldn't even get a job. But God really provided for me and just, like, started showing me, like, I didn't have nothing. Like, everything was stripped from me that I thought that I deserved, because nobody deserves anything. But anyhow, yeah, God really provided for me. So this is why I made this video. This is real loud. This is why I made this video about just surrendering, because as I look back, all those times I was going against those people who was really mean to me, and I was serving, and I didn't have any money, and I was sitting there homeless, and I was working at a shelter. That was crazy. God provided for me. I started having stuff better than the people, like I said, who had good jobs. God took care of me. So I had to remember, to surrender to him. So yesterday, having that and going to that scripture just out of the blue, it was like God was speaking to me and just saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Look at all. Because I was really, really frightened. I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm just big and bad. I am very, very gusty. I'm very a boastful person. However, some of the stuff that I had to deal with was on a whole different level that I can't even really explain. And it was some of the stuff that I saw on YouTube and other places that was actually, what's going on, but for you to explain it, a lot of people are not hip to that, And I was getting attacked left and right, and God still made a way. So that's my whole thing about surrendering. Give your life over to him. I don't have to pretend, and it's the best thing, because I don't have to sit there and smile around people who are not going anywhere, or people who don't believe that there's a higher place, or trying to elevate themselves and become a better person. You don't have to pretend. Like, me surrendering it really was the best thing that ever happened to me. I kid you not. Like, because some of the fake people left, which we say fake, some people who weren't tapping into themselves to find out what God has called them to do, they fall away because the weight is so hard. You have to go really deep for this. You have to let go. And when you go deep and you're trying to reach for something, you have to let go of something. And that's what I had to do. I had to let go of the silliness. I had to let go of the playing the games. I had to let go of not planning. I had to let go of believing some of the belief systems that I had. I had to let go of it in order to grasp and in order to get what was needed, what God had called me to do. So maybe you might be going through this or something like that. Maybe that can help you, or maybe you can share that with someone else. If not, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully something I did will help you on your journey, and stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And I would definitely get an update on Love is the Key. Thank you. I would definitely give an update on Love is Key. Because if you love God, you would know what your passion is. You will follow into that, and that will bring way more people than anything else. So that's true. But hopefully something I said or done can help you, and maybe it can help someone else. But if not, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And I definitely will let you guys, keep you guys updated on the whole Patricia's Law that just went to Congress, dealing with people with mental illnesses. So thanks. Bye.